What's up? It's your boy Joel Ortiz, and I want y'all to keep it locked right here because y'all watching the real Gully TV. It's official. This ain't no phony business right here. This is Gully TV.
Hey, yo, it's TCPWTK, The Fly. You're now tuned in right now to Gully TV.
Peace. This is your boy Noah the Flood. Right now, I'm rocking with Gully TV.
What up? Heard the voice, saw the face, made the choice. Young Money Militia Gang Zone, Corey Guns, and you watching the dribble. Gully TV.
Hey, yo, it's Rob like Get Rob, man. Look, it's the Claw. I'm rocking with Gully TV.
What it is SKYCOO Skyzoo, live out the borough. And you are now watching Gully TV. You're not getting
no introduction. If you tuned into me, you watching Gully TV. What's good, pimp?
Ain't shit, man. It's your boy Arlis Michaels, man. We out here, man. ATL right now.
Yeah,
you know
this is long overdue. This is the second time you've been on Gully TV.
Right.
Last time was about 20 years ago.
20. It was about 13. It was like 14 years ago. That's crazy. We were shorties in the game. Trying to come up, so
yeah, a lot of hard work. You know what I mean? Rest in peace, G baby.
Rest in peace, G baby. Rest in peace, Monster Mook, my cousin, also my partner. At a Real Talk. You know what I'm saying? We lost a lot of fallen soldiers along the way, man.
Why don't you give my viewers some history on your DVD, which I speak of often. Your DVD, I actually patterned my original DVD, my original Gully TV DVD. I patterned it out after your company in many aspects. The chapter format, there was just different things about Real Talk TV that I liked.
We started off doing everything ourselves in the first couple of DVDs, and then we just started hiring a crew. So that consists of, Picture Perfect, Sal Green, and Larry. So they handle all the cinematography.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, we just build a team and it just worked. So, Larry handled all the screens, you know what I'm saying? Like the chapters and all of that.
Yeah.
Picture do what he do.
Right.
So Picture and Sal, they was doing all the videos and the interviews, but majority Picture though.
Right. Now back then you was pursuing, a rap career.
Yeah.
Why you start rapping, my nigga? I actually like some of your shit.
3 guys really got me into it, so I'm gonna give them they flowers. My man Lalo, Mo Chips, of course, and Billions. So these are my childhood friends, and they was doing it first. So that was just the thing to do in the hood. You know what I'm saying? Like, dressing fly, playing sports, and rapping.
Right.
So those were the 3 things. And then back then, public access was big. So if you was on there, you know what I'm saying? Like Video City, Video Music Box, Flex in Brooklyn. And you was like a star already.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people don't really, remember that. But once you got on one of those, battling and stuff like that, and it was just on and popping from there.
Right.
So once I started getting on that and the people started, gravitating toward me, I was just like, oh, fuck it. But I always knew I wanted to get into like the cinematography field, the entertainment part of it.
Right.
I didn't want to just be an artist. To me, it's not like a lot of money.
So why did you, because of that, you stopped rapping?
Nah, I still do it, but I just cater to the underground. Like, I realized the mainstream is so much political, and then the numbers don't make sense in the contracts. I got offered 3 contracts throughout time, and I'm just like, when you look at the financial, it just doesn't make sense.
Right.
So I was like, yo, I might as well just do it myself and figure out ways to eat. You know what I'm saying? Independently without people eating off me. Because a lot of artists, they just sign these deals, they get that upfront money and they don't get no back-end money, they don't get none, and then like 5-10 years they're dead broke working at McDonald's.
Back when you were a MC, name some of the artists that you worked with back then.
Well, French Montana, I grew in the game with him. So I got like 1 or 2 records with him early, Mano. What else I got? Stack Bundles, Chinks Drugs, rest in peace to them. My cousin, Monster Mook, of course.
Right.
John Doe, if y'all remember him, he was popping, he was signed to Timberland.
Yeah.
I actually got something with Young Bird, like when he was really, really out there, like, Hot Rod, he was signed to 50 Cent, Ransom.
Yeah.
Ransom was actually one of my favorites, because he's one of my favorite artists anyway, so.
He appeared on Real Talk kind of regularly, right?
Yeah, because we catered to the underground, and he was, to me, one of the best. Underground, mainstream, whatever you want to call it. So,
what do you think about his rebirth? What do you think about his rebirth, Ransom?
I mean, shit, he back like he never left.
Right.
I was actually tight when he quit. I was like, oh man, this is crazy. But it's good that 38 Special, you know, because you know they come up under that. They come up under ransom. You know, regardless if they admit it in interviews or not, but they come up under that. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, anybody that was watching DVDs, you could say they came up under ransom. I mean, the DVDs were the prototype. It was the news. I mean, you just had to have it, man. Like
the DVD era was. I kind of miss it because the DVD era was like real, like hip hop, real authentic. Right. It was real grind. Like nowadays, the artists are not grinding. They do a video, post it on Instagram, they get popping, they go viral, and then they get a deal. And then the label heads don't know what to do with these artists. See, back then you had to beat the streets up, go to 14th Street, you know, go to Jamaica Avenue, go downtown Brooklyn, go all over, get your mixtapes there, get your DVDs there. Right. That was the wave. So you got to figure, you got myself. You got to Come Up with Fendi, you got French Cocaine City, you got Smack, you got All Access, you got Sub-Zero, you got, you know what I'm saying, Hip Hop Movie. Right. You know, Gully TV, of course, too. So, you know, that, like, if you was on one of those consistently, shit, you was hot. I also did records with Cashman, too. Shout out to him. Cashman is one of the first artists, because he was the most popular artist at the time when I started. He used to put me on records with him.
Is that right?
Yes.
He was one of the most popular?
The most popular. If you look at the overall, he was on every DVD, every mixtape, and getting ready.
I always wanted to know about, what was it like, a machine behind Cashmere? Because it was like, it seemed like it was a campaign for him at a point in time. Him and News. It seemed like they had a vehicle behind. It seemed like they had a vehicle going, well, you know, and then they were just gone.
Well, Cashmere, you know, he had Manhood managing them, so they was heavy in the industry at the time. So, and then, you know, News, he had Mel Skrilla, he had DJ Envy, so he had a big DJ behind him as well too. Right. So that's how that's how I was rocking. And you know, you got Gravy, of course. So you know, he got the powerhouse of Fendi and Cutmaster C.
Why
so,
you think Gravy stopped being an MC? Gravy was fire, man. Whether anybody wants, I never felt anything about him in regards to, like, you know how people like try to attack people's credibility. I mean, I think he got shot or something like that. You gotta realize, when you from New York, man, it's home of the hate, dog. It ain't like New York is different from any other state. Right. Like, it don't matter how nice you are, how ill you are, how much drugs you saw, how much you scammed, how much you shot people. There's always gonna be somebody that be like, man, he all right. Right. That's just how it is. You know, you just gotta get used to that. You know what I'm saying? I'm used to that. Everybody else is used to that. So, nah, he was definitely fine. I mean, you can't fake heating it up on the street. The streets was fucking with him. So, you know what I mean? You can't fake that. It ain't like, I never heard nobody say he was whack. Because he wasn't. I ain't never heard that. Red Cafe, of course. Got shit with him. He actually was one of my mentors. Right. Like coming into the game. Let me ask you something, right? When we was making DVDs and shit, and like I said, I patterned some of my early shit after your DVD.
Oh, thanks.
And when we was making DVDs and shit back then, if somebody pulled out a gun on camera, I had no problem with it. You didn't have no problem with it, did you? Because it was like that's where people would see that type of activity at on a DVD. You know what I'm saying? It was like
the first DVD that did that though was Hip Hop Movie. That was the first. That was the first one that was pulling, like, artists was pulling out guns. So they had like Stroga G and like Raw Hollows and all. They was from like Hempstead. They was like the first artists pulling out guns on DVD. That was actually the first hip hop DVD, I believe. And
what was it called?
Hip Hop Movie.
The first one that I ever seen was called Night Sessions.
Hip Hop Movie and Night Sessions was the first DVDs. I just actually said it in another interview. So and then Night Sessions
was the first one that I seen, man. I watched that shit over and over and over.
Those are the first.
The thing about Night Sessions, it made me wonder, like, where are these people? Because they was like walking up on the people on the streets. Wow. You know what I'm saying? Yo, what's up? The niggas are just spitting shit, and I was like,
that was the. I'm trying to tell you, those are the DVD era was the best, and you got to figure you had like Heavy Spitters and the other DVD. Damn, I forgot the other DVD from
Cheddar.
Not Cheddar. They was from Boston. Those my peoples too. It's another DVD. The guy he be with Gilly, the older guy, light skin. Was it Streets Raw Streets?
Too Raw for the Streets.
Too Raw for the Streets.
Oh, that's Big Star.
Big Star, yeah.
Philly. Yeah.
So you know he had he premiered a lot of the top Philly artists what we got to know today. So, you know, shout out to them. Like, there ain't nothing. That's documented, man. Ain't nothing.
So look, right, what I was saying, like, you know, we the gun thing, we kind of like was with it, right? Now, 2021, there's a epidemic of gun violence, people getting killed. And if you think about it, like pulling out a gun and flexing it on media is like totally, totally not cool.
I ain't gonna lie, like,
and it's something that when
I look at the older DVDs and now being older, I'm like, damn, that shit was stupid. Like, I mean, I never pulled out a gun on DVD, but just for that, it's just like you're incriminating yourself. So, and now that you see like the feds and all these people are watching this shit, and they grabbing people and using the DVDs as evidence to what's the name. So, anybody that's pulling out drugs or guns on DVDs, man, or camera, stop that shit, because these people are definitely watching. They definitely using this shit, YouTube and all of that shit against all of us. So it's like, you know, that's one thing I feel like should be like a regret. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Where were you at when you first seen Hood to Hood? You remember the Hood to Hood franchise? The Hood
I was
to Hood
actually,
series?
funny thing is, my cousin Mook bought that shit to the crib, and they was wilding. Yeah. They had like the red and blue cover or some crazy
Red, white, and blue.
Red, white, and blue cover. I'll never forget that shit. And that DVD was so crazy. I'm like, yo, these niggas is bogged out.
It was people on that DVD.
I'm like, all them niggas going to jail.
They would find them dead like the next week or some shit like that. That was one of the first DVDs I seen niggas in the streets showing $100,000, $500,000, $500,000 and shit like that.
They had the fastest come up, and I think the fastest downfall. Like, they was popping real quick.
People got hurt about that shit. Like, after them niggas was showing the $500,000,
and they was going to their trap spots and all that.
Yeah.
So they had the fastest rise and the fastest downfall. Yeah. They was probably only popping for like a year and a half.
Yeah, it was very brief. It was shocking as a motherfucker.
But I remember the cover. The cover was catchy. And my cousin bought that. He's like, you gotta see this DVD. This shit is crazy. And it was another DVD.
I couldn't believe that it was guns like that in the inner cities, man. Like, they would go city to city and niggas would show their arsenals and shit like that. And I was like, God damn.
But you gotta look at it like, I feel like shit we documented in hip-hop history. And if our names get mentioned in these DVDs after 15, 16 years, that shit documented. Man, we was a DVD that bought you, oh, you mad because I'm styling on you. That was on Real Talk. We done made CNN.
That was on your shit, huh?
We done made CNN,
So, what happened to E&J? What happened to E&J? Did E&J get life in jail or something like that?
Nah, he was like jammed up for supposed homicide, and he beat it. So, you know, now he's very, you know, heavy with the youth and coaching and stuff like that. So, yeah, he beat it. He spent like a year in jail, and he beat it in a trial.
Right. So what happened to what was
Nick's? He's still around.
He's still doing rap.
I think he's back in the lab. Actually, one of my men actually just seen him. Was like, yo, he back in the studio.
Right.
He was actually nice too.
So you was there. You filmed that shit?
Nah, I didn't film it, but we was there. And then like E&J actually gave us the footage, and I told him, I was like, yo, when I put this shit on the DVD, you better have all your music and everything ready, cause this shit about to hit the world. Yeah. And it did. That shit made Beef DVD, I think 4 or something like that. UD3, like he reached out, he put it on there. CNN put it on there. You see how many people said it in their music? That shit was like huge.
Right.
Hey, so just off that alone, that shit was like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. I don't think it's really that was like the first viral clip. If you think about it.
Definitely was one of them.
So you got it like a lot of, you know, whatever. I realize a lot of people, like especially like the artists now and the people that's doing like media now, they look at the shine part. They forget about the grind part of this shit.
Yeah.
So that's one thing like I always respected about you, because we go back from when we was like filming Redman and shit like that 15, 16 years ago.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So like a lot of the new people, they look at like, yo, the money and all this type of shit, the cars, and I'm like, yo, niggas be forgetting, like, me and my cousin, we spent long nights sleeping in cars for 10 hours, 8 hours, 6 hours for a 5-minute interview. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people forget that.
Yeah,
like, a lot of people forget like that we even waited some hours for that interview. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people forget that, man. And it's like, you know, you can't cheat the grind.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I realize a lot of people, they cheating the grind. They go on these YouTubes, these blog sites, and they just try to like cloud diss people and all that shit for no apparent reason. And that shit that's not gonna get you that far.
Right.
If you got good music, promote the music. If you got some good content, you got something good to say, promote that.
Right.
I realize IG and like a lot of these platforms is like just promoting front. It's not promoting nothing real.
Right.
So like, as I said, I had slowed down with the music because it was like, damn. But now, you know, like I'm back at it. I got a movie coming out called Sides. I have a successful web series, A Professional Chiller. So, you know, I got a lot of good things. I promote the music through the shows.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So now I figured out how to do everything, how to distribute my own shit, how to distribute films. You know what I mean? You got it, you know, it's all about ownership.
What season you in?
I'm in season 2. I'm about to work on season 3 in a minute. I'm also working some other projects with A Beautiful Life, the reality show, and Sides. So I'm actually sending you the trailer, Sides. You know what I'm saying? You post it on your page, your IG. It's definitely fire. You know what I'm saying? The cinematography and that is crazy. Shout out to my man Calico Lou. He's an ill director. Like he pushes all of us. Like he's one of the illest. So you're gonna see a lot of work from him too.
No doubt. Give me a brief synopsis on exactly what the Professional Chiller series is.
So what happened is I watched every web series, which wasn't that many at that time. And I said I wanted to try something different. So what it was is I was always a fan of In Living Color, Keenan Ivory Wayans. So I started going back looking at old stuff like that. And I'm like, yo, you know, his shit was always dope. Because, you know, comedy don't go out of style. So I'm like, I can have some street shit in it, some comedy. You know what I'm saying? Because comedy will never play out, no matter how you look at it. So I even had my own grandmother in it. You know what I'm saying? So I mashed up with my man. It's like my age, as a boyfriend, everything. So, you know, people get a laugh too at the same time. So, you know what I'm saying?
No doubt. Arlis, I appreciate you. Before I get up out of here, I want to ask you, throughout your career in media, can you recall an incident where you felt that you weren't appreciated, or you were disrespected or offended by somebody that you were trying to help? People get away from, it seemed like they lose sight of the fact that being projected on somebody's media platform, it helps them. Yeah. We're not in front of the camera.
Yeah, but
feel me?
It wasn't really never an incident, because, you know, I'm a vocal person. You know, I'm quick to tell an artist or somebody like, yo, man, look, I'm driving the same car you driving, dog. You know, you only got popping because you got a deal. He was nothing before this.
Right.
It's like, you know, like coming from New York, you know, no matter what borough you from, everybody knows somebody. So it's like, you know, a lot of people use the record deal shit to feel like they got an upper hand and look down on somebody. Since you know me, I always was shining with no deal.
Right.
I have probably more money than a lot of these rappers. A lot of them are broke. So it's like they can never style. And if they think about trying to style, it's like, come on, man, you gotta be real with yourself, dog. No hoes, and nobody was fucking with you before a record deal. For a lot of them, not gonna say all of them, because there's some that was doing their numbers, but
right.
You know, so they can. At the end of the day, if somebody would try to like belittle or look at somebody different for their craft, then they're crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like giving somebody exposure and they would look at you crazy, that wouldn't even be, that would be stupid. So it's like, it's a craft. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's an art form. So I never, as I said, I never really experienced, because the streets embraced it from the door.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? From everybody, Bloods, Crips, Hustlers, because I catered to the underground. So it was like, I fuck with the mainstream dudes to put on the artwork and all that shit, but the underground loved us. You know what I'm saying? That's what made us hot. Because we wasn't really charging nobody and nothing like that. We was fire, we was giving you a look. So you gotta realize, they on there, they telling like 20, 30, 40 motherfuckers to go buy the DVD. You know what I'm saying?
Word.
So you gotta figure, I'm moving 8,000, 10,000 every go around. I'm dropping 3 times a year.
How long did it take you to make 100,000 selling DVDs?
Quick. I was making profits quick because I wasn't going through distributors. Once I went through distributors, like, and I would go to distributors last. I was handing all them shits. I found out all the stores all over the world. So you gotta figure, out of town, them shits is $7, $8, $6, $7, $8. So you gotta figure, it's only costing you $1 to make rap. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you gotta look at the profit I'm making per DVD. So you gotta figure 10,000 DVDs is only costing 10,000. So you know what I'm saying?
There it is.
So you just do the math. So I'm dropping 3 times a year.
Yeah.
So from the minute I started, that first year, I was guapped up, and then I'm getting appearances and all this other type of shit. People want to pay for advertisements and stuff like that. So I was making great money. You know what I'm saying?
No doubt. Arlis, I appreciate your time, man.
Shout out to Gully TV, man. Signing off, your boy Arlis Michaels, the professional chiller.
Yeah, my man.
Man, we right now in Atlanta, Georgia. You tuned into Gully TV. Keep it locked here. It's the gulliest. Trust me. Smicky.